Ladies and gentlemen, in the midst of all the things that's going wrong with Chelsea Football Club at the moment, obviously we dropped points against Everton at home, but Spurs always finds a way to trump the situation. Spurs are a particular team, a gift that keeps giving, man, a gift that keeps giving. Antonio Conte, ladies and gentlemen, I know this guy is a bad man. He's a bad boy. He's an absolute bad boy. He's done some destructive stuff with us at Chelsea Football Club. We should know it very, very well. But this, ladies and gentlemen, post the 3-all against Southampton, I'm pretty sure Spurs were leading 2-0. I think then it was 2-all maybe, or 3-1. And bottom line, Southampton came back 3-3 right at the end. And the epic implosion, the epic, rant that Antonio Conte had on Spurs, I mean, it was a proper destruction of a football club. I've never seen a press conference in this manner. This guy is the manager of this football club, and the way he attacked this football club in this press conference, he let go. He even said, I've had enough. Today, I'm going to tell the truth. And he did not hold back, ladies and gentlemen, not an ounce of holding back. He pretty much, in elaboration, he pretty much said what Chiellini said. It is the history of the football club. He's elaborated on this, and this is how it all goes. Let's check it out. We're going to see not a lot of clips, but there's a particular clip that I want to show you. There's obviously you can go and check out the entire press conference. I think it goes on for about 8 minutes. There's a little clip that I'll share with you guys, but we'll go through some of the quotes. Unbelievable destruction of Spurs, like Tottenham Hotspurs. It's time you just shut up shop, mate. Like call it a wrap. Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you go on from here? It's so embarrassing. Goes something like this, ladies and gentlemen. Antonio Conte, we are not a team. We're 11 players that go into the pitch. I see selfish players that don't want to help each other and don't put their heart. Until now, I try to hide the situation, but now not anymore. He's had enough. He's absolutely had enough. We know this guy. You bring him in, he's a serial winner, okay? He's won stuff in Juventus, he's won stuff in Inter Milan, and of course he's won with us immediately at Chelsea Football Club when he was hired. And then the season when it was a destructive season, we still ended up winning the FA Cup with Antonio Conte. But surely enough, he was sacked straight after because he pretty much went in war with everyone. With Antonio Conte, it's his way or highway. But you should know that as an employer. You should know that. You bring in a man like Antonio Conte, there is no half measures. There is no compromise. You listen to what he wants, you give him everything that he needs, and then you make him accountable for the situation that, hey, I've listened to everything that you've wanted. I've given you every resources. You still haven't delivered. But Spurs, I've said it, that you keep buying these secondary players and ain't going to cut it for Antonio Conte. And I know they did, like in my opinion, I think they did decent business last summer, but it was never going to be enough. And I think not that long ago, Pochettino said one of the biggest reasons Spurs can't compete with the big dogs, they pretend they're like the fake big dog. They're not really a big dog. They just make a lot of money through their stadium. Obviously, Premier League, they make a lot of money for coming into the top six on a regular basis. They've been doing that. They've been making it to Champions League. They're getting Champions League money. So from that perspective, that's how they're making their money, right? But in essence, they don't really act like a big club. And this is the thing. If you want to compete with the big dogs, you got to at times go out there and buy the big dog players. But having said all of that, I still think Antonio Conte should take some blame. Like that team, they've got some good players, man. You need to be able to churn out quality, results out of them. But I think this is what he's saying. The mentality of Spurs is just absolutely pathetic. This is the thing. This is exactly what he's saying in this press conference. Let's have a look. Continue on. He is always the same every season. I think this is what I was trying to say. The club has the responsibility for the transfer market. The coach has responsibility, but the players, where are the players? I see only 11 players that play for themselves. Absolutely scathing, words coming out from Antonio Conte, attacking not just the football club, but the players as well. A sacking is imminent. A manager don't come out and say these sort of things publicly when he's employed by this club. He don't come out like this if he doesn't already know that his time is up. International break coming up. Is he potentially pushing for that sacking? Get a payout. Spurs all this time still keeping Antonio Conte on. I don't know why. He should have left a while back. But maybe now he's forcing Spurs to kick him out. He's begging them to get sacked and so that he can get a payout. And then if there is no payout, then he'll probably take them to the court. Antonio Conte, they are used to it here at Tottenham. Look at this, man. Bashing Tottenham. I love to see it. I love it, and I think I deserve it. But this is unbelievable. They don't play for something important. They don't want to play under pressure, under stress. It is easy in this way. Tottenham stories this for 20 years. There's the owner, but they never won something. Why? Oh my God. Oh my goodness me. He literally just crapped all over this football club. He really just pulled his pants down and just crapped all over. This is unbelievable what he's just saying here, man. It's true though. It's true. But for him to publicly say, oh my goodness, Tottenham story is this for 20 years. It is the history. There's the owner, but they never won something. Why? Incredible. They're used to it here at Tottenham. They don't play for something important. They're used to it here. Just sensational, man. Absolutely sensational. Further on, Antonio Conte goes on to say, I see selfish players that don't want to help each other and don't put their hearts into this. There's no fire, no desire. You need to have this in every moment. When you are not a team, you can't improve. It's crazy. But how do you make, this is where I feel like Antonio Conte, you need to take some blame. You need to get their buy-in, no? Yes, you can, of course you can blame some of the players, and some of their players probably, Eric Dyer is not one I rate. In their midfield, I'm not really sure if I completely they've got Basuma. I don't really understand why they don't use Basuma. Maybe he's injured. I'm not really sure. Richarlison got injured, I heard, in this particular match. Ivan Perisic is someone who's good, but I guess this season the age factor has come into play. And yeah, overall, just their back line, three at the back. I think I only rate one of their CBs, and even that is a bit of a stretch now, seeing how Romero has been performing in recent times. But the other two CBs, don't really rate them. As I said, midfield, Højbjerg, and sometimes I think they play with Skip. It's just, I know that this team beat us, and that's shame on us. But we're a team. Best believe we'll be back. We are always there in important moments. We're just going through a bad patch. But these guys, they've gone through a bad patch for a very, very long time. Very, very long time. Antonio Conte, we play for the badge. We play to make Tottenham fans proud of us. You need fire in your eyes. This is unacceptable. Also for the fans, they follow us, paid for the ticket, and this performance is unacceptable. I mean, bottle job of the highest orders. But do you know what? How many times have we seen Spurs do this? Bottling it. Dominating, winning, going ahead, and then somehow finding ways to lose or draw. And this is exactly what happened with the Southampton game. Finding another way to give away a lead. Antonio Conte, he's always the same. Every season, no matter who's the manager. Once again, it's true. Yeah, Jose Mourinho got sacked. Nuno before that. Pochettino, I mean, he didn't win anything. How these set of players not doing the damage. It's incredible. Do you know what I mean? Jose Mourinho and that All or Nothing as well. If you guys remember that particular series, there's few players. One notably, Dele Alli, like just passing time. Mourinho said, "You're going to regret it, mate." And I think it's quite a few players that are like that over there. I remember Mourinho had a run-in with Danny Rose as well. Um, it's incredible. This football club needs to just start from scratch. They need to. I mean, if the owners are not really serious and all they're ever thinking about is just the money, they're not really serious about any trophies, then they probably just got to find a way to sell this. I think there have been in recent times some supposed interest from other potential buyers wanting to buy Tottenham Football Club. So look to sell, and then start from scratch. Get a manager that has some sort of credibility. Bring in some players for the manager, and then go on a project. I think this is a club that needs to go on a project. You're not going to get instant success, man. You don't operate in that manner. I said it in my video, the first video I did on this channel. Said, Spurs, you got to just look into that Dortmund sort of style of thing. You're probably going to be a selling club. Bring in as many young, talented players. See if you can do a bit of a madness and win a domestic cup, maybe with an exciting manager, up and coming manager. And then just sell, make money. See if you can just pick up that odd trophy here and there. But if you've got ambitions to do something in Europe or do something in the Premier League, you need to spend big and get some big time players. Spend big on a manager that is supremely important. I'm not saying Antonio Conte isn't an important manager. He is, but Antonio Conte, you better bring in some quality players, mate. Like Kane, of course, is a superb player. Son is a very good player. I rate him a lot, but this season not good enough. But those two players themselves aren't going to cut it. Those two players themselves are not going to cut it. He's always the same every season, no matter who's the manager. If they want to continue in this way, they can change the manager. A lot of managers, but the situation cannot change. Believe me, there you go. I mean, he's absolutely laid the smackdown. He's laid the smackdown on Spurs, decimating them. Antonio Conte was absolutely furious. I don't want to hide it anymore. Here is always the same. Check this out. Just a quick clip on what transpired.
We are professional. We paid, the club paid us a lot of money. The players receive money. Me receive money. You understand? Not to find excuse and don't have spirit or don't show the sense of belongings or don't show sense of responsibility, because we are showing this. And for me, this is unacceptable for me, because this is the first time in my career to see a situation like this.
That's mad. Wow.
And until now, I wasn't able to change. Not to change, but compare last season, the situation went to become worst.
Why, Antonio? Why do you think it is like this?
Why? I don't know, because they are used here. They're used here. Don't play for something important. Yeah. And they don't play. They don't want to play under pressure. They don't want to play under stress. Yeah, it's easy in this way. Tottenham story is this.
This is the
20
history.
years that there is the owner and never won something. But why?
Incredible. But why? I mean, he decimated this football club. Absolutely took them to the cleaners. I mean, there you go. He said it. In his managing experience, he's never faced something like this. It's incredible. It's incredible how he's going to stay on in this club any further. It's beyond me. If he is somehow still in the job in the coming days, that just shows how low Spurs are, the lack of credibility that they have. You can't take them seriously. I mean, Antonio Conte has just gone out there in public and just ruined them. And if he still doesn't get the sack, that just shows Conte is bigger than this club. More than you can believe. More than you can believe. Antonio Conte on his future having an impact on performance, you still find excuses for the players, excuses and excuses again. Keep going. You only do this. Excuses, excuses, excuses. My future, they lost confidence. Keep going. Protect them. Come on. Oh my days. Absolute decimation. Absolute decimation. This is what Fabrizio Romano finished it off, this particular segment of craziness that was going on with Antonio Conte post-match, the Southampton match 3-3. No changes on Antonio Conte's situation. Final decision will be at the end of the current season together with the club, but feeling remains. Same with Conte to leave Tottenham in June. I mean, it's embarrassing if he stays till June, honestly. You need to sack him now. You can't. You cannot continue. Like, after the man has totally rinsed you and destroyed you publicly. If you have some level of face, you got to get rid of it and just put in anyone. No manager, interim, whoever, Ryan Mason. Personal family reasons will be crucial. Spurs have not started new coach process yet. Look, game over. Game over for Spurs. The one thing I will say, though, and this is something that will circle back to Chelsea, even in such a horrendous season that they're having, they're still somehow, pretty sure they're still fourth in the Premier League table. And this is the difference, you know. A team that is not cooperating, a team that is not, you know, operating in the manner that you want it to operate. Even then, with a manager like Antonio Conte, who's a elite manager, he's won at everything. You know, he's won stuff in Juventus, as I said, Inter Milan, Chelsea. Like, he's won it in many places. He knows what he's doing, and this is probably one of the reasons that they are still fourth. And look at Chelsea Football Club on the other side. Like, you know, even in our horrendous season, I guess if we had a manager that is elite level, then we'd still be somewhere in that top half. Do you know what I mean? We'd probably find ourselves maybe at least in the top 6, even in the worst season. Yet we can't seem to move away from being 10th. That's all I'm going to say. But look, Antonio Conte, wow. Proper decimation of Tottenham Hotspurs. My days. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are. I've never seen anything like this, you know, this level of press conference where a manager takes his employer for a ride. Unbelievable. Smash up that like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all the content on Nice TV Total Football. Until then, take care. See ya.